Brooks is the founder and CEO at Centennial Schools. A very good morning to you.
Morning, Jane.
I believe you teach Bitcoin and blockchains and all things related at schools. Why and how does it work?
So we do. We specifically teach that to our grade 9 students, but it's all part of a more approach to actually ensuring that our students exit school with some form of qualification, as opposed to the current curriculum where students exit and they are qualified to do absolutely nothing. So it ties up with other courses. So our grade 8, for example, they do an entire year of entrepreneurship, which is a gamified version, and one session they are gaming. They are doing P&L, they are doing start with seed capital, they are running businesses. The next session they are doing theory. So you tie that up together with the blockchain and the cryptocurrency, and you suddenly start creating true entrepreneurs from the age of 13 upwards. Our grade 7's busy with the Adobe Suite, so they're busy doing content, they're creating, they're designing. So the whole point is to give them skills. The blockchain, the cryptocurrency is really, I think, something that enables our students to think differently. You're triggering different cognitive kind of triggers by exposing them to that.
Okay, if any of our listeners have got any experience with this and wondering what your thoughts are on what Sean is saying, give us a call on 011-883-0702. Our WhatsApp number is 072-702-1702. You can also SMS us at 31702. Sean, you were talking about it a little earlier on about how many kids leave schools and have no idea about business and how to get involved and how to be an entrepreneur. So if this is what it takes to unlock that, well done.
Thank you.
I don't know why we're so far behind when it comes to this, but what tricks, what tools do you think learning this gives children other than being an entrepreneur? What does it unlock? What sort of thought process does it elicit or encourage?
Jane, you've got to go back slightly. So our education system was designed on the first industrial revolution 300 years ago. And in many aspects, currently what's being taught in schools is still from the 20th century. So we had a generation, which we effectively call Generation Z, born mid-90s up until about 2010, who are currently entering the workplace, who are still in the high school environment, and they are digital natives. They know nothing other than they've grown up with the internet, they are digitally connected, yet our curriculum doesn't drive itself towards that type of thinking. The next generation, Generation Alpha, is coming through. They were born 2010 onwards, so they're entering high school as we speak this year. They effectively grew up with the birth of the iPad. So it's that generation of smart devices. So you have to look at exposing them to trends that speak their language, and what we often say is to prepare them for currently 85% of jobs that they are going to go into right now do not exist. And we're heading into the 5th industrial revolution, which I think is already happening, with artificial intelligence being the dominating factor. So the whole point is by exposing them in this technological space, by bringing in experts like our partners, CoinEd, who are experts in this. We're certainly not experts in cryptocurrency and blockchain, but we reach out to people that are, and they're obviously running this course for our students throughout the year that will expose them.
I should imagine that Kriyan Singh, co-founder of CoinEd, is supportive of what you are doing, Kriyan. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Can you hear me? It's Jane Dutton here. Hi.
Good morning, yes. Hi, how are you?
What do you make of what Sean is doing? I guess you support that.
Yes, of course. We think it's brilliant that Sean is supporting the initiative with Centennial Schools. And, we've been involved in the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry for a number of years now. And what we're starting to realize is that the generations that are going through school at the moment are the generations that are going to be using this technology as part of their career one day. And not only their careers, but it could affect their personal decisions, their relationship decisions, and definitely their financial decisions in adulthood. So what we do is we tend to look at cryptocurrencies and blockchains beyond what, media hype goes on about, which is the price of cryptocurrencies. We look at the technology and we look at the safety aspects, because a lot of kids are exposed to cryptocurrencies through social media. And because of that, they see accounts that are flashing expensive cars, watches, things like that. And we take a step back and say, there is this technology behind the hype that you are seeing. So, yeah.
But I think it's important. I mean, not only for kids, I think for the rest of us, because all we do see is the Bitcoin price going up and down, and that the metaverse is not bumping along in the direction that it should do, that it's been slowed down, that there's a lot of skepticism when it comes to cryptocurrencies and NFTs. I mean, where are we in the world of that?
Yes. So I would definitely say that the interest in this industry is determined by the price of cryptocurrencies at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's incorrect to ignore it completely, because there are still developments that are happening in the space, even though the markets might be depressed at the moment. And the depression of the markets is very much a fundamental of the collapse of certain exchanges or the collapse of certain cryptocurrencies. But it's important to know that those things are necessary in developing a technology, because it starts to remove the bad actors from the system. And what we are left with is the interesting projects, the projects that are fundamentally changing the way in which we do business or interact with each other. And these are the types of things that we try to focus on at a school level. Centennial has noticed this, and it's definitely an important part in what they are doing at the school. And yes, moving towards older generations, we are definitely educating older generations as well. And what we find, especially by doing it through a school level, is that your parents automatically become involved in the learning process because they themselves are interested in crypto.
Okay, Delpit, maybe that answers your question. And this is for you, Sean. Delpit says, what about the generation from the 50s, 60s and onwards? But I think what Crean was saying there is that if our students understand it, they can teach the rest of us.
We saw that quite clearly, that we ran it last year for the first time. And the school was founded only last year, so we opened last year. And we ran it with our grade 9s. And what was happening is the students were going home and they were teaching their parents about it, and to go back slightly, what we started understanding is that blue chip companies like IBM, Oracle, Cisco, Google, etc., have actively sought to find employees that have crypto and blockchain sort of experience, so that they can help them develop innovative blockchain products. So there's a demand in organizations for people that understand what this is about. And you're right. I mean, the slightly older generation, maybe we don't understand it. I'm not an expert on it, but I certainly know that my students are.
And Sean, how hard was it to convince schools to take this on?
Well, from what I understand, we're the only school that's actually integrated it, and I've got to make a point here. It's not about a once-off course. There's a much larger aspect here. So one, it goes into the DNA of our school. We are not here to produce students who just regurgitate and give information learned from the curriculum. We're here to make sure, yes, we still cover the curriculum. We do the national CAPS curriculum, but we've extended that. So in our subjects, our teachers will integrate what we're learning, whether it's blockchain, crypto, whether it's from the adult, whether it's entrepreneurship. They bring that into the school. So it's a thread that runs through, so that when your students leave in matric, they don't just sit with a matric certificate that, again, as I've said, has qualified them to do absolutely nothing. So for us, it wasn't an issue. Our parents understood it. They wanted a need for a school, like Centennial Schools, that was completely dynamic and for 2023 and beyond.
Mm. And Crean, I mean, I guess the message there as well is that it's here to stay. It's going to move into the mainstream, and best we get our head around it and work out how to use it and benefit from it.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think from our perspective, we truly believe that it is a technology that is here to stay, and that's why we try and educate as much as possible, especially at a younger age group. Mm-hmm. And I like to think of it as when I was growing up, the internet had started to develop, and it's now basically a part of everything that we do in life. So if we take a student that is, let's say, at the grade 9 level right now, when they reach adulthood, I think it is very likely that cryptocurrencies will form part of, or some part of, their daily activities.
In what way?
Because of they may be interacting with cryptocurrencies as a payments mechanism. E-commerce is a big part of society right now, and one of the drawbacks of e-commerce is actually the financial system itself. So, with cryptocurrencies being a natively digital financial system that has been created, and also a decentralized financial system, this could enable people that lack access to a banking system to interact with the global economy over time. And, as children move into that world, I think we're becoming more and more digital, and we need digital financial systems and, digital systems in general to facilitate that lifestyle.
All right, Crown Singh, we've run out of time. If anyone wants to get hold of you, what should they do? And then I'll move over to you, Sean.
Certainly, they can get hold of us on coinedschool.com or hello@coinedschool.com.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, the same. The easiest is on our website, centennialschools.co.za with a C, Centennial, CEN, would be the best to get hold of us.
Okay, well, thank you both for talking to us. It's been a fascinating conversation, and it'll be interesting to see how much uptake you have from this.